What's up, guys? Instructor Smiley coming at you guys today with another video on carrying concealed tips 101. What's up, guys? Going over this next topic with you guys, carrying concealed tips 101. Thank you guys for voting. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow my Instagram. It's at Parallel Defense. I always do like weekly votes on what my next video review should be. So I appreciate you guys that voted for it, and let's jump right into it. All right, so let's go with a couple of tips. I'm not gonna really put them in order. I'll go like my most important, and then the other two will fall in place. But my most important carry concealed tip is going to be knowing your state laws on carrying concealed. Alright, so you're past this point now where you've bought a pistol, you've already been training with it to the point where you're comfortable enough to pass your state's carrying concealed test if they have one. If not, you should definitely train with your pistol so you're confident carrying it. That's part of number one. Next, but knowing the laws. So knowing what your law specifically states on what's going to happen when you get your carry concealed. In that law should be use of deadly force, what happens when you get arrested, when you shoot somebody, if you shoot somebody, find out what happens if you get pulled over from a cop, so on and so forth. Those are huge rules to know, and you definitely want to have that knowledge versus going out there and doing something and not having the knowledge, and then you end up in prison because you didn't know what you're supposed to do. Typically, your carry concealed class has the laws in it. I definitely would reach out to your instructor to see if you can get a copy of them so you can study it and definitely have it on in a memorization, so you can have it memorized so you know what you're doing. All right, so that's my number one, know your state laws. Number two, let's talk about the actual concept of carrying concealed. What does it mean to conceal a firearm? It means you want to be able to hide, essentially, your gun. You don't want people to know you are carrying a gun. So one big thing that happens a lot to a lot of people is something we call printing. It's when you can see the outline frame of your gun through your clothing. So a couple things I do to break that up is I wear designs like this where it breaks up the visual of my gun of where I carry it at. Now, printing is going to be different from different sizes. If you're a small person, you might print more or less. If you're a big person, you might print more or less. Just due to your size, the gun you're carrying, the holster you're carrying, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of variables that goes into it. I'm going to show you guys some videos of what I do to avoid printing, and I'll add in a voiceover so I can explain what's going on in those videos. Be right back. Alright guys, so in this video right here, I'm wearing a shirt that breaks up the image of my gun, so you can't see the outline of my gun at all. Alright, I'm concealing a Glock 45, which is a full-size frame with a short slide. So here I'm wearing a shorter, tighter white shirt that you can see a lot of my gun. So you don't want to wear a tight shirt because you're going to be able to see the printing through it. You also don't want a short shirt because you're going to be able to see the bottom of your gun if you have to raise your hands for any reason at all. Same shirt, different gun. I am now concealing my Glock 19. Notice that with having the shorter frame, you can't really see it too well, and I'm not printing as much just by cutting down the frame here. So if you're carrying a Glock 19 or something compact size, a shirt like this might work for you. Alright, again, same shirt, but now I'm carrying concealed my Glock 43X. It is a lot smaller than any of the guns I have, and you really can't tell I have it on. Not unless I go ahead and pull it out. You can't see it. So this is one of the better concealed pistols on the market. Alright, so now we're getting into some dry fire techniques. Dry fire is another useful tip you're going to use in training when you don't have time to go to the range. So first I'm going to check if my weapon's safe and clear. This particular dry fire drill is just going to be reloading. So after you ensure that your weapon's safe and clear, you're just going to prepare yourself. You'll draw your gun out, squeeze the trigger, lock the slide to the rear, insert your new magazine, send it forward, scan your area, and then place your weapon back in your holster. You can do this drill a multitude of times just to practice figuring out where your mag well is at and getting your magazine correctly in your weapon. Alright, next drill is one of my favorites. I like to act like I'm talking to somebody and then show you what a real situation will look like. So I clear out my pistol, make sure I'm good to go. So a lot of people don't understand that when they're in a real situation, they're probably going to be mid-conversation before it jumps out. Look to your left, pull out your pistol, give a command to stop, take your shot, and then go ahead, make sure your threat is down. This next drill right here is one of my favorite drills. It is a immediate action drill is what I call it, but it's a down gun. It's what happens when you get a click instead of a bang. So you'll be talking to an individual again. What happens? You have to pull your gun out. What happens when it goes click? You're going to tap, rack fire, get back on target, get off the X, and go ahead and move to your target. Alright, this next drill is going to be drawing with one hand, having your hand on the front, simulating you pushing an individual, and firing a shot. There's a lot of stuff that goes wrong in these drills, and practicing it is good for you because you know what? If something like this happens where your shirt gets caught on your optic, you got to be able to fight through it and get your threat down. Alright, so those are just some dry fire drills amongst many and so many more that you can find or be creative with. One of my personal favorites is the whole scenario, the last one I did, where my hands are up. That's just practicing close engagement. And if you can see in the video, I'm pretty sure I've already spoken about this in the voiceover, but my optic gets caught in my shirt. That is real world stuff that you have to go ahead and fix at home and figure out. So you might want to practice one hand drawing a little bit more, or practice just clearing your shirt all the way before you grab your gun and punch it. So those are some good things. Another tip is going to be situational awareness. I talk about it in a lot of my videos, but a lot of people aren't really aware. If you're carrying a gun, you should be aware of your surroundings everywhere. Know your exit, know how many people you have with you. When you walk in, make sure you're viewing the entire scene. You don't have to be crazy with it, but just know that you have a gun on you and you're prepared. Know what's around you. Know where where everybody's at. Try to remember street names, because after you shoot somebody, either you're calling the police or somebody else is calling the police, and you want to be able to relay information over. Another thing, medical training. All right. After you shoot somebody, depending on your state, you're supposed to go ahead and try to provide aid to that person so they don't die. All right, it's going to save you a lot of lawsuits and everything else when it comes to that. But if you're a justified shot, you're a justified shot. It's not going to matter too much. But still go ahead and try and provide aid to the person, as well as knowing what you're doing when you're doing it while people are calling the police. Because if you're with your wife, your spouse, your boyfriend, whoever, you shoot somebody, when they're on the phone, I'm providing aid now. I shot him in his chest. I shot him in his arm, his leg, wherever you tend to shoot him at. After that, you guys go from there. Another thing, if you're that person that's carrying concealed in your military, law enforcement, anything, try not to identify yourself. Even if you're just a regular civilian that loves to carry, loves guns, loves training, don't identify yourself as somebody carrying a gun. Don't wear a shirt that's like thin blue line or I got a gun on me. Something crazy that's identifying that you're carrying a gun. Because those are pointers to people that are looking for it. Lucas at T-Rex Arms said a while back that most people are focused on their phones, but some people are still out there looking. Alright, so don't do that. And then another thing, don't be that person, depending on where your gun is at, that you always feel the need to touch your gun. Always. It's not a good habit, and it shows people that you're always reaching for something. You don't want to do that. You want to act as normal as possible. So, I used to do it in the beginning. One thing that helped me break it a lot was carrying at home. And I know a lot of people don't do it because it sounds crazy, but if you're in jeans at the house, wear it around the house. Just get used to having it on you, getting used to that weight. Alright, so those are some tips. I hope everybody got everything they needed. We're probably going to do a part 2. I'll probably do it with another guy on YouTube. Won't tell you who it is yet, but be prepared for that video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, tell friends about it. The more the merrier. I appreciate it, guys. Be on the lookout.